one of the biggest liabilities in life is being ugly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Seriously, it's crazy. It's
Oh,
crazy.
Keys, man. Keys just be,
It's a fact. When
Keys
when
just be.
you look good, you feel good. You walk into certain rooms that you will never have the opportunity to walk into. So what Keys is saying is on point. It's the hard truth, but it is truth.
No, I just like his delivery, man. He
The
just drop
delivery.
it on you like, look,
I know.
take what you.
Look, I mean, I'm saying, like, a lot of people in here, right now, some of you all look in the mirror, you look at your life and you like, damn, I'm ugly. Yet you expect the world to respond in a beautiful manner. You expect the world to respond in any other manner than how you feel about yourself.
Right.
I want you to really think about that. You expect the world to respond completely different than how you feel about yourself, how you feel
Right.
about your financial situation, how you feel about your world. How do you expect the world to see you as anything other than ugly when you are ugly and you believe that you're ugly? So I'm just saying, this is the reality though. Like, there's a lot of people. It was President, what was it, Mugabe, man. He said we don't walk around with X-rays. Don't come to me talking about inner beauty.
Yeah. Yo, Mugabe was a different beast, man.
Mugabe was
Mugabe
different.
was different.
But listen, this is what I mean, man. I'm talking about most of you all have very ugly mindsets. And it's easy to put on makeup, right? It's easy to put on a filter because a lot of, come on now, you think you ugly if you got to put on a filter. That's just reality. There's insecurity is ugliness, right? The moment that you start putting on filters and you feel like you have to do these things before presenting yourself to the world, it's because you don't feel like you enough before you do that. Yet you want the world to respond to the filtered version of yourself. When truly you never want the world to respond to who you really think you are, right? And who you
Right.
are at your core by yourself. So the world can only truly respond. I'm talking about the universe can only respond to how you truly feel about yourself, not what you project to the world. That's a false reality of makeup and filters and fake smiles and false positivity. No, I'm talking about re-engineering at a subconscious level to where you know who you are, you have confidence and a surety in yourself, your skill, your presentation, your future, right? All of that other stuff that you put on there is fooling no one. You cannot fool the universe. The universe only responds to the truth, right? Everything else that you're trying to fool the world. You can be impressive to the world, but you will not be impressive to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about mental engineering, it's so that you can make sure that you are impressive to the universe. You did? That's the highest level. So taking yourself to that level to where you are financially beautiful, you are mentally beautiful, you are spiritually beautiful. You understand me? That's when you start to see things change. All of that other stuff on the outside, that means nothing until you can face the ugly truth. You can never get to a beautiful reality.
Yeah, I want to touch on something also. That was a bar, man. And when we talk about mental engineering, what Keys is saying, man, it's so critical, and I don't want to skip over. I want people to really understand, like, when you talk mental engineering, you're talking understanding yourself, right? Your own mentality, how your own mind works, how other people's mind works, right? How to best communicate with other people, collaborate, work with other people, how to learn, right? A lot of us don't even really, we were taught what to learn, but not how to learn. When you go to school for 18, 20 years, they teach you what to learn, but not how to learn in the most efficient manner for you, right? And a lot of us, it takes us years and years and years to understand how we best learn. Some of us understand on a basic level. Well, I'm a visual learner. I'm a physical learner. I have to do this, that, and third. But it gets a lot deeper than that, right? Understanding your own personality types. The moment I'll tell you one thing right now, and I didn't even realize I was going through this in all the years that I was trying to get from point A to point B. I came home after 3 years at 21 from prison. Didn't have no skills, no career, no resources, anything of that nature. And I knew that I needed to get to a different level. And it took me 8+ years before I really was in a position where I now could make a life for myself that I wanted. But throughout that journey, it was a process of learning a lot of different things about myself. understanding my personality type. I'm an INTP. I understand that about myself. I understand that I'm introverted. I understand that I'm a high level thinker. That, you know, and not just being a high level thinker, but sometimes I have a problem with, you know, consistent application in one particular direction because I have that P characteristic, that perception characteristic. That means that I like to do and understand a lot of different things, right? As opposed to just being in a structured format of operating with lists and you know, some people are great with schedules and calendars and things of
Right.
that nature. That's not my these are my style, right? But
Right.
understanding that about myself allows me to now optimize the way that I train myself, the way I teach myself, the way that I operate with other people. Understand how best to excel in my particular personality type and mindset, because the same way we all have different skin colors, hair colors, and things of that nature, we have different brain types. Our brains are wired and operate differently. And so when you are dealing with other people, if I'm trying to communicate to Jehu, and Jehu has a different brain, his brain perceives
Right.
information differently and understands things differently than mine does. I might try to communicate in my language, but Jehu hears it in a different language and he interprets the information I'm giving him in a different language. So
Right.
until we are on a page where my language is perceived to Jehu in the way that he needs to hear it in order to collaborate or execute on whatever it is we're trying to execute, we're gonna have a hard time if
Right.
that's not happening. And so once you start to understand different personality types, how other people around you operate and work together, you'll start finding yourself in a position where you can do more things. You know, things start to line up for you better, right? You know, the people
Right.
around you stop getting into so many arguments with other people and beefing with other people, or just, you know, find yourself in a better place because you understand that this person's mindset is this particular type of mindset. And this is how I deal with these type of people, right? And it gets deeper than that. You know, when you talk about the ego, super ego, right? It gets deeper than that. You have your mind state being personality types, but then you also even have, and a lot of people may not believe in this, some of y'all may believe in it. But when I'll tell you one thing right now, I was not a believer in horoscopes and astrology and all that other type of shit. But over the years of really studying and understanding it, is a whole nother application to that when it comes to how you understand the people around you and how you understand yourself as well, right? And those type of things, astrology, horoscope, not horoscopes as far as predictive necessarily, but understanding how your own personality, ego is made up of, you know, these type of characteristics, it literally unlocks everything for you. You know what I'm saying? It literally allows you to reach new levels when it comes to learning and applying information to manifest in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the
Yeah.
part I'm most excited about on your end, man. Bringing that mental engineering part to the forefront.
You know, that's one of the things that I know that we align with. You know, I believe I'm a mix of INTJ and INTP. Um, Different personality types, mathematical thinker, you understand me? And being able to work with other mathematical thinkers is key, right? But when you have people who fail at their mission and they lack
Right.
vision and their values are not high, then you got to part the sea. You
Right.
understand me? And
Right.
in the ashes of their seed, you got to go there and then you got to rebirth like a phoenix, and then things have to be reborn better and stronger. And I've done that. Right? It's the same thing when you work out a lot. You understand when you go work out and you pressing that muscle, you are breaking, right, your muscles, right? You have to tear your muscles in order to get growth. And so
Absolutely.
now you get to become stronger after you go through that process of tearing yourself apart. So when you put yourself back together, now you worthy of that next level, of that next
Right.
pressure. So now, you know, I ain't never failed under no pressure. No pressure has ever broken me. It's just that when you're working with people who don't even want to go through that pressure because they don't believe in that mission and that vision and their values ain't correct, then they was always looking for an excuse to fall off in the first place. Because God gave me the assignment. He didn't give it to nobody else. He didn't put that vision
Yep.
in nobody else's head.
Yep.
I
Yep.
bring that vision to other visionaries and I say, do you see this?
Right.
And so Quay and Jay who say, bro, I see it. Not
Yeah.
only that, you know, people say it's painful. Life, the most beautiful process is you cannot be born without pain.
Right.
I don't want you to understand
100%.
that. When you
Without
think
that.
about pain, remember the pain that you may feel in your life is nowhere near comparable to the pain that your mother felt giving birth to you. right? So that to me says that how the fuck I'm gonna complain about pain, and my mom went through pain to bring me into reality. You
Mm-hmm.
understand me? Like if I'm complaining about pain, then I'm complaining about being alive. I'm
Right.
like, go tell that pain to your mama, and she gonna be like, boy, I done been through way more than that. If my mama can go through that pain, you understand me? Then
Best
what
believe.
makes me complain about going through pain while
Right.
being alive? But she had to go through pain to bring me to life. So it's the same thing with the pain of the vision. You have to hope for the pain of the vision because all that lets you know is things are about to be birthed. The darkness, right? A lot of people are afraid of the dark. This is one of the worst things on the planet Earth, to be
Mm-hmm.
afraid of the dark. Why? Because the dark, if you separate it, you understand me, it is the arc. So put an apostrophe at the top of that, semicolon, whatever it is. It's an arc. It gets you to the other side, to the light. But if you don't go through the darkness, you can't receive the light. And this is
Mm-hmm.
how some of the strongest people on the planet Earth, most powerful people on the planet Earth, most brilliant people on the planet Earth, they've been through that darkness, and then the darkness is where things grow.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? The light nurtures the things that this is where things are being born. This is where things are rooted into their purpose. It's through the darkness. All things start in the dark. Nothing is born in light. Everything is born in darkness. So the universe gives you the key. You understand me? And then once it is brought out that darkness, it is your responsibility to shed light on it so that it can be nurtured, it can be mineralized, and it can grow. So
Right.
that is what things are nurtured in their life. So everybody is hoping for that nurturing phase, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you could be nurturing negativity. You could be nurturing, right, poverty. So you don't want to just have positivity and light poured onto the life that you have. No, you got to go through that darkness, rebirth, right? And now pour light onto a new self. Don't continue to pour light into that bad situation that you're in. So that mental engineering that you go through is teaching you how to go through that rebirthing process and how to give light to a better version of self.
Now,
Yeah, it's a
100%.
fact.
And I want to touch on what you said with leadership, right? And there's a reason why everybody, not every single person in the world, is a leader, because it comes with a certain risk that you have to take, right? Not everybody has the same risk appetite, and not everybody has the same faith. To be even more clear, faith is not knowing what the next step is. Faith is waking up not knowing what tomorrow brings, but however, tackling it with the same energy that you would whatever you already know. So with everybody out there, like, when it comes to leadership and people that are in the position to lead, to bring essence or value to the general public, you have to understand that what those people go through. And that's why, when you have CEOs and execs of different companies, you also come to find out, like, a lot of the things that go on, the team members don't always have to know everything, and the general public doesn't always have to know everything, because the general public can't always handle everything when it comes to being faithful or understanding exactly what faith is, to be able to tackle what the vision is. And not everybody's a visionary at the end of the day, just like not everybody's a day trader, just like not everybody has to be a bodybuilder. Everybody, however, has to be in shape. Everybody, however, has to do their part, but not everybody has to be, the leader. And people understanding their role as far as playing into the infrastructure of the overall picture is where, a lot of things get lost, because and that's where also ego gets grown, right? That's where light meets ego, and it festers and grows to a position of, not understanding exactly what your role is, right? Like Michael Jordan always said, even though Michael Jordan is, one of the best, well, he is the best basketball player ever known to man, subjectively. He always says that without his team, to a certain degree, he wouldn't be who he is, right? Even the greatest players, soccer, Pele, you ask any great player, any great leader, they'll always tell you the team behind them, the engine behind them that you don't see, is because everybody is playing their part. Everybody is attacking the role that they need to attack.
Well, I don't want people that want to complain about shit all day long. I want people that are ready to take action and execute. Those are the only type of people I want around me. I'm a person that gets up every single day and I work. That is
Yeah.
that is the thing. Listen, after all the things, like I have very tough days, I have very great days, but through every single day, there is a thread of consistency where I work. You
Facts.
understand me? Because I'm
Facts.
addicted to progress, where most people are addicted to problems. You dig? And my responsibility is high, and I can't get everybody to that level to where they take accountability over their life, because everybody don't want. Everybody wants to say something is happening to them rather than happening because of them, right? And I know that everything happens in my life because of me. I know that the single thread that is in my life is myself, that is consistent with everything. So every relationship you have, every problem you have, everything that you have,
Every
you are
action. Yeah.
always the consistent factor in that situation. You always that consistent factor. And it's your perception, it's your observation, it's your consistency, it's your values, it's your moral system, it's your intelligence, it's all of those things.
All of it.
You that
Playing
consistent
its
factor.
synergy. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
responsibility and accountability to make yourself better, re-engineer your whole goddamn life, and get better results.
Right.
Like I'm back on this shit where it's like I think I've been too nice because people be taking it for
Nah, you're
granted.
not
But
taking that
I'm
no
back on
more.
this shit where I want the best for everybody, and I'm going to push that best for everybody.
Right.
You understand me? If you don't want that for yourself, then please do not even
In
speak
the
to me,
wrong lane.
because I'm a general, so I might give you orders. I've tried to learn how to be more. Everybody wants everybody to be very emotionally consoling, and
Right.
I'm not the emotional consoler. I am the one that gets you off your ass to get shit done. That's who I am. When you want somebody to emotionally console you, unfortunately, Allah did not make me that way. And I can't afford to do that because then I will be giving all emotional energy to everybody. And I
Right.
owe that to myself. I owe that to my household and my structure and my businesses and the things that I am responsible for.